the screen. Perfect. Hello, guys. Welcome to the second live in Earn Elite. For those that don't know me, I'm Soul. Okay, I've been trading for about 4 years into the crypto futures market. I've changed many strategies, especially in my trading style. So I was a swing trader back then when things were a little bit easier. And now I became an intraday trader and a micro scalp trader. Hence why you don't see me sharing a lot of scalps because they look like that. Okay, so it's a little bit hard to keep up the rhythm right now because I'm super busy in other stuff, trading related. But when I will have more time, you will have occasions to see trades like that. So we are currently sitting on this setup. No, so not this one. Okay, and I told you that on the when we reach the top that you can pretty much sell 70% of your position, which means that we had a pretty much a bottom play here. We made it safe pretty much fast, which is a good thing. And now it's Monday, okay? So we had the Sunday pump. Okay, so usually when we have a lot of FUD, etc., or where when we have let's say we are in an uptrend and then we have a low liquidity market, this is when most market makers uh, take advantage of the situation. That's why you see the price spiking, because there are less counter traders into this kind of environment. So the thing is that I took a position here, held it because I knew this was coming. Uh, sorry, Sunday. Okay, what happens here? Let me go back now on the Bybit chart because I have other stuff. So here we had the short triggered. I already said in the channel that I suggest you get out of this trade, okay? Because we have buyers stepping in right now, and it's kind of becoming dangerous here for two reasons. First of all, we swept the 10th October low, okay, where we had tons of liquidity, okay, and for now we front run the 98k, okay. That means that we have to play level by level. We created some equals here. They got front run, and usually when they get front run, I foresee a move to the upside. Same goes to the other way. We got the first move. I will explain this setup later, okay? But now we have to focus on this one and on this one, okay? Because we always need to trade Bitcoin level by level, which means we started making higher highs and higher lows, as you can see. And we have to play the structure as long as it's respected. Okay, so for people that are sidelined, of course, you're taking more risks now, taking positions, but the structure looks good enough. Okay. Why I'm not targeting higher for now is simply because when you have a long setup, you at the same time you have to think, where would I short Bitcoin at these levels? Okay, and honestly, I would short Bitcoin around the completion of the fair value gap here. We start approaching into major supply, and if we don't flip these levels here, we are not going for the sell side liquidity here. Okay, but for the lower time frames, I do expect a move to the upside. So what I want to see right now, maybe during Asia session, maybe a spike in the price, and we might get the full take profit tonight, and then we are gonna get a pullback. Okay, so today it's Monday, we shouldn't touch anything because we need the Monday range to form. Actually, right now it's not that important because we clearly have a move to the upside. The only thing that you have to be aware of is that lately when we have pumps, they are unsustainable. Okay, so this is what was scaring me in the beginning, a total round trip. But it looks like the market is getting some strength because we have not only perps driven pumps, but also spots come to sustain the structure of the price, which is a good thing that gives us confidence for continuation. Okay, so I'm expecting either a correction, but what you want to see is honestly is a higher high, come here, take the lows, maybe fill the gap, take these here, and we might have a snipe. First of all, this is the first thing that you should be looking at for Bitcoin. And we have a limit order on Ethereum. The setup is already shared. The only problem is that TradingView has been doing some weird stuff, and I lost the setup. I have to put it again later into the chart so you can see it better. Okay, let's continue. Good thing is that we got the bottom here, so we are safe. I had a bunch of setups playing out recently, so I'm pretty much happy. The market was easy to read, and you should be mostly allocated into altcoins right now because this is when I think we're getting this alt season. If it's not now, it's never, in my opinion. We had some good moves on the Dino coins, okay, like Phil. So for example, my biggest spot bag was Zek, actually, Zcash. And I sold 90% of my bag, okay? I had amazing gains on this one. And there was a rotation into ICP, okay? ICP and Phil, okay? These are one of my biggest spot bags. You are still very early, so if you are accumulating spot for the last phase of the bull run, this is where you have still occasions to buy. Okay, I do foresee Phil. If we are a little bit lucky, I would like to see for the next months maybe a distribution to $30. Okay, it might take some time, depends. But if you're an investor, this is one of the coins I mean right now for the long term. Okay. Okay. Now back to the trading for the trading ideas here. So if you are sidelined on Bitcoin, you should wait for a higher high to form here, and then maybe you get your entries here. Basically, if you want it a little bit more simple, you have a neckline around these levels. Okay, so you should look for a retest around the box. Okay, I see a wick around the box, and this is where we are going to take new positions or add to our current positions. So that means that we have to respect the trend and keep buying as long as the structure is respected. Okay, this is what you have to note on Bitcoin. Now let's go back on the Bybit chart. The second scenario is this one. So these are the most important levels that you have to note for the continuation of a big, swing trade. If you're a swing trader, the first one is the monthly level that we have here. Okay, so you can see that we have a monthly level that's been untested, and also we have a gap, okay, that needs to be filled. So the idea behind this trade, first of all, this is a trick that I will show you another time because I don't have much time, but there are some specific stuff that work on Bitcoin. So I will just do a quick tip so you can understand. For example, I sniped to the dollar this trade at 98K, and I caught also Bitcoin at 76K. Okay, so what happens when we have big daily gaps? At some point, the price will come back. Okay, fill the daily gap, and actually they tend to front run the touch of the wicks. Okay, so you always bet a little bit higher, and you should snipe Bitcoin for a big play. Okay, so the last remaining daily gap, this is my major level, is 89K. So above these gaps, and the closest one is the monthly level inside the monthly gap. Okay, so I see the price first of all holding these levels, and what I expect then is the creation of an SFP. Okay, this is called a swing failure pattern. So that means that the price, I will show you an example, a real example with candles so you can understand. So basically the price comes here. We actually have a body candle closing below that. And then they push the price with with a very strong momentum to the upside. Okay. So we'll show you an example on Solana, how it looks like. If you see this kind of stuff happening around these levels, you should ape into a position. Swing failure pattern basically is that. Okay. So you have a high, they come with strong price action, they fake a breakout with body candles, and then we have a hard rejection. Okay, so if I invert the chart, this is what you should expect to see on Bitcoin at this level. Okay, this is called a swing failure pattern. If I go back on Bitcoin, you will understand what I'm trying to. Let me go on a clear chart. If I go like that, you understand what we're expecting, but just on higher time frames. To bring them closer, you go on the weekly. Okay, so we should see a body candle close, but this will look different because this will happen on the daily. But for now, we play the levels here. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is Solana. So basically, we had a pullback today during the New York session, and now we are just easily recovering this dip because I think they just generated more liquidity to get out more bears. Okay, that means that we are starting to be in control, which is a good thing. So I don't know if you're sidelined right now, but how can I say? Giving you a scalp right now, I could give you one, but it's still Monday, okay? So I'm a little bit cautious with the moves that are created, but honestly, the structure pretty much everywhere looks very nice. It looks very nice. You just need to be patient for more entries and focus on altcoins right now. Okay, so now we have a slow grind and we might get an acceleration to the upside. Okay, look something like that, and then acceleration from here. But don't get fooled. Okay, we have a whole 2 sessions tonight. We still have New York. After we have Asia. I'm really curious to see what they will do at these levels, how they will play them. So I showed you the setup. Okay, the entries at 34.25. Stop loss is here. Okay, I guess this low is protected. Okay, in case they make another drop because maybe they're just going for the flat candle here, and then they slow grind. Even if I don't think so, it looks like it's going to continue, but I cannot give you a position here unless you want to take it. And let's consider this is the higher low. You wouldn't be wrong to take this one structure wise. I would just be a little bit careful. Asia might just spike the price. but I will be careful. So this is one setup. Okay, so maybe a higher, a higher high, and this will be your higher low and continuation. So there you go. This will be your setup. Entries at 103, 300, pretty much. And yeah. Okay, as we speak, if I have any 1 minute time frame, 1 minute time frame setup, I'm not really sure right now. So I had a 1 minute time frame setup, but it was here pretty much. Let's see. So we know that we are in a bullish environment. Okay, so we will try to play a model. Let's see. I don't need the indicator, but normally we have a 5 minutes. There you go. Market structure shift. We have one low, another low, which I like. So the model looks like that. We might have something interesting here. I will explain the model. So the lower time frame scalping, maybe another time. But basically you want a low, another low. So this is a lower time frame correction inside a higher time frame uptrend. Okay. So if I put it here, just let me separate it a little bit to make it easier. So let's say this is your head. This is the head, right? Let me draw it again a little bit easier. So you're coming from an uptrend, okay? You have your head. At some point, the price drops, which is normal. You get one low, another low, market structure shift, and you get your entries inside fair value gaps or order blocks. This is not a continuation trade. This is a trade based on a specific model, a specific pattern that comes into all time frames. But this can be very effective on lower time frames, especially on the crypto market. On strong altcoins, it works very well. I never use that model on Bitcoin, for example. This is your okay. So this is your model. This is what we're gonna use now to execute one trade. Okay. So you guys follow me? Are you following? Important. So first rule is wait for the price to come into a point of interest. The point of interest, let's say, will be we are trading. This is still the Monday low. We should wait for tomorrow normally. So okay, this is the model as you saw. Oops. Okay, now if I go in real time, okay, real time on the 1 minute, 3 minute, we know that we have a 1 minute, 3 minute, market structure shift, not a break of structure. This is two different things. This is a lower conviction trade though, because I'm expecting the price to go lower. And basically they came and created a market structure shift with a strong candle. Okay, this is a good sign because sometimes the price comes here. It's a body candle close, but it's not. It should be a good body candle close. Okay, so something very specific with ETH is that ETH likes the 786 fib. Okay, we are not going to use the fibs right now for our entries. But only the inversion. So we have a low here. People started longing the scalpers, okay? If I go on the liquidations. So I don't really need that to execute, but this is the 100x liquidation, okay, as I explained. And then you have, so basically they might come back, take these guys. Okay, so this is a model-based trade. And I'm using this maybe sometimes 15 times per day. Okay, so at the end of the day, there's no way I'm not profitable with this strategy. It's just that you have to try many setups. Okay, You can get stopped on three of them. You get one right, you're fine. As long as you use the exact same amount of money in each trade. The target is very important to define your targets. It will be a pretty much a clear fair value gap. You can find it in other time frames or order blocks. Okay, so you have to find them. Yeah, 75 fib should be okay around the supply zone. Okay, so we might have a setup here. Okay, that means that you have to place. This is a 1 minute scalp, even like that, even better. This is a 1 minute scalp. You can go for lower entries around the end of the biggest fair value gap. But yeah, let's try around 35.48. Okay, this is a low probability setup, but we need to try. That is the chop and different. This is a different concept. No, this is a different because sometimes you have to take momentum trades. Sometimes you have to take based on inversions. It depends. When you have a strong price action to the upside, you cannot wait for inversions to happen. As you can see, look. So this is the model, and if I zoom out, okay, I guess you understand what I'm trying to show you here. In 1 minute. So now that I broke down a little bit, you see this is on the 1 minute. So this can develop many times per day. I have backtested this strategy like more than 500 times. So I pretty much know what I'm doing. We have already kind of in different time frames. So the low and the other low doesn't have directly to come inside here. It can develop a little bit later. But if I put it here, I guess you understand what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have to come immediately after the head. Okay, market structure shift, one low, and the price, you have to push the price a little bit up. The entry doesn't come immediately. Often it comes pretty much fast, but sometimes you have to wait. Even if the price gets away, at some point it's gonna hit because of the gap is here and it's waiting. Okay. So let's see what happens. As I said, this is a low probability trade because one of the rules is not respected. The rule that is not respected is that we're not sitting in any point of interest right now, okay? But let's see. Second of all is that we have limit orders a little bit lower, okay? So I will be a little bit careful with the setup. As long as you use the same, this is the most important thing actually when you're trading, is the amount of how much you allocate inside the trade. This is the most important thing. It leaves you room to be wrong many times, and if you want to size up in trades, you have to be sure this is A plus setups. For example, I sized up on this one. I didn't respect my rule because I went a little bit heavier, but actually it actually played out and I made a lot of money on this trade. But because I knew what I was doing around these levels, and invalidation was tight. So yeah, this will be, for example, an entry. See, if you have any altcoins that you would like to look at, Could you repeat the rules? Yes, of course. So rule number one is wait for the price. So rule number one uh, is to identify the trend. Okay, so you know that you have a bullish trend. Okay, just so you know, this model works on the inverse also. Okay, let's say this is coming down. You have a market structure shift on the downside. This is where you will short. This is the exact same thing. First rule is wait for the price, like identify the trend. Okay, so you know that you are in a bullish trend, so you privilege longs. Okay, this is the idea that you need to implement in your in your uh, in your trading plan, first of all. And second is wait for the price to come into a point of interest. What is a point of interest? A point of interest will be a higher time frame fair value gap, an order block, somewhere where you expect a significant sweep of a big liquidity pool. Here we have some equals. The price comes here. It's very close to the yearly open. Of course, it's a point of interest. So when the price starts developing around these levels, you have to wait for a model to form. Unless you have very strong price action, you have to ape into the trade. Normally it doesn't come immediately. So wait for the price to come into a point of interest. Then allow the price to develop, to create the low, the market structure shift. Inside the market structure shift, you wait a good body candle to come and create the market structure shift and get your entries inside fair value gaps, order blocks, or fib levels according to the assets. Okay. You might have the same thing. So you can see that we are hovering key levels. Are let's say today it's Tuesday, right? And this is the Monday low. Okay, so you can see that maybe this was the Monday low. We let's say this was the Monday low. We flip the Monday low, so we are trading above it. Price comes, price comes close to the Monday low again. This is a point of interest, for example. Okay, so you have to identify pretty much where it's better. Like if you are trading on the 4 hour, we all know that you are waiting for the price to come pretty much here, to get new trades like the one I told you and I showed you. This is a lower time frame setup where you can get in and get out pretty much fast, because the price at any moment can do this kind of things, because ultimately the price will come around these levels, so you can play that. But you are looking for longs right now, okay? So this thing here can come to you many times during the day. So, but without back testing, you should not use the model. I just want to check something. Sorry. Okay, it's good. So I was sitting on a long on Trump here. Yeah. Let's see. If we can get an entry here. As I said, low probability trade, but okay. Let's try. Let's try. This will probably get stopped. So if you should have one rule that is very important is like don't trade Saturdays and Mondays, okay? This should be forbidden because they create clear setups and they're all traps, 90% of them. I know why you're asking me to look at Inch because it was pumping. Inch has a good structure for continuation to the upside, basically. So what it's going to do if it holds, it's going to trade like this, and then it's going to accelerate. You will start seeing a price compression around these levels. If this happens, you have to ape in along, tighten validations, and that's it. So Inch is a Dino coin. This one I think will run too. It deserves after all this accumulation here for like 3 years. So yeah, we should see something. Not the same bull runs as before, but we should see something. Okay, I will share the setup in the chat. So these are the updates. Bitcoin, one last thing on the weekly here. We need another weekly close to have some confirmations. Let me go on another chart. Maybe it's easier for me. So it depends on this weekly close here. As you can see, we have room some more fuckery here, okay? This is a weekly candle, okay, that is without a wick, okay? You are not going to see many candles like that. I think we are going to see a drop. Okay, let's see. This is the weekly chart, okay? So it makes more sense to you to make things less technical and more easy to understand. Let's say inside this weekly candle, a lot of things can happen, okay? So imagine that we get a drop by tomorrow or tonight, and actually we fill that week, okay, at least half of the week. Maybe the price stops around these levels. This is the weekly, okay? And this is another important level, okay? And I don't think we will see a candle close, a weekly candle close like that. I think we have another drop, and maybe then we will have a pump. But the way I see the weekly, I see a slow grind like that. So I don't know how high we can go. That's why I'm setting very realistic targets, because this might be the top. But for now, I see this kind of stuff, and then maybe an acceleration into the main point of interest. And then I see a potential run to 135. And this will mark the alt season, basically. This is what I see. Because we cannot, even if we have, how can I say, even if we have an alt season and Bitcoin dominance drops, okay, that doesn't mean that if Bitcoin goes down, they will go up, okay? They will have to run all together. And I would like to see a real drop, okay, around the main level that I showed you, so we can have the big run at some point. And the weekly level shows that, okay? So yes, we have a little bit of bullish momentum, but I mean, the price is compressed and it's like it's being freed, let's say, to the upside. It means that we're being a little bit delivered from, the bears, but don't get too fooled, okay? Not for too long. That's why I'm saying we take profits around these levels, 110. If we really start closing around these levels, I would say, okay, let's go higher, let's go here. Maybe front run the high, but that we can expect 118, 119. But basically, the price technically, I see something like that. If you want to make it simple, on the weekly, on the daily level, okay? Okay. Let's look at ETH. So ETH is at entry. As I said, low probability trade, just be careful. I normally expect the price to come around here for a better entry, but I mean, let's see. Why I'm not, sharing this kind of micro scalps? It's because they need constant. Low probability, that means that we have lower probabilities that the actual trade will work, because we are not sitting in a major level. Basically, this might just be a trap for longs here and continuation, since we had a big drop today. This might just be, fill the gaps and continue. You can see on the 15 minutes right now, it doesn't look that, it comes a little bit too fast. I don't like that. So basically, I wanted my entry, let's say here, between, yeah, here. This would have been my entry. When you don't know, you try to catch extreme entries, basically, to lose as less money as possible inside the drop. But you saw that when at the price, when it came here, we had a reaction. That means that we have buyers. We have buyers here. The thing is that who is in control right now? And so one of the rules is not respected. But let's see. I say that maybe we can take the trade because I like how they came with a strong candle here. But yes, inch will be a nice. It would be nice to destroy all these guys here. Shorting, shorting. Okay, so take every trade cautiously. Always the same size. You know the rules. Well, if it's not boring, it's not professional. Okay, so always respect. This is business, guys. Okay. Always know your place. If you're a millionaire and you play with 1%, you know that you go with 1%. For if for you is like 2K, is this trade is 2 to 3,000, it's because you have 1 million. Okay, you can make 3,000 having a 5,000 K portfolio, but you have to like half port it. Okay, so always get your numbers right and know your place, and everything should be okay. Param, pam, 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 param, pam. So it actually hit the 75. Okay. Let's see. I'm not really sure about this setup, to be honest. Because it's Monday, it's fuckery. I really don't know. Lately, I wasn't using the model because I was taking more continuation longs, but this is typically a model, okay? It's just became a little bit too fast into the entry. That's I don't like. Yep. Any other altcoin you want to see? Because I can't stay much today. This one I didn't hit full take profits yet. So I have a bunch of look. This is what I'm sitting at. I don't know if you follow me on. Oh, let's go full take profits. Boom. Let me do. Oh my days! I was sure about that. So I have a bunch of shorts like that. Okay, let me just update. Uh, you see, it's rejecting me. So you see that buyers, it makes sense to long here. You can see that we have some kind of a reaction, but okay, this one's done. Dash, where's Dash? I want to check something on apps. Okay, yes. Someone asked for an Aptos setup, and I was looking at that, so I'm sharing it here because I think it's worth trying it. Yep, I killed this one. This one is about to hit full take profit. Actually, it did, but I just extended the take profit. So the first short was this. This is the one. Yeah, you see that we have some problems with the sustaining the price for bullish momentums, even on ETH, for example. Yeah, it's not looking good. Let's see. So we have the next 15 minutes candle closing soon. We're inside the OB. The thing is, if you master that thing and you catch 1 or 2 trades per day, this can make your day. 2 trades per day though, not more, not less. This is how it should work. No, I don't remember. I just need check here. So as explained in other servers too, it's not quite my style to go. So it was. Sorry, just give me one moment. 73. 38, 73, 38. That was the original TP. Okay. Yep. It's not looking great. Yeah. So basically, this would have been my entry here exactly. But it doesn't change a thing, right? If how can I say? If we don't have buyers stepping in on this model, that means that we are wrong. And we are already wrong for taking this trade because one of the rules is not respected. It's just that we have a model here. Just wanted to show you that. As you can see, the market is heavy, guys. So yeah, I had a bunch of shorts that I wanted to share and stuff, but I was like, I don't know. I'm still new to the server, so when I will be feeling a little bit more comfortable, I will share you more fun stuff, you know. Shorting is funnier than longing, to be honest. I like to short. Yeah, not looking good. But we have, you know, when you have a setup, you have to play it until the end. That's a rule I have now because many times, you know, I don't like what's happening. It's coming here. At the end of the day, it's playing out. So you play your setup fully until the end. Either you're wrong, either you're right. There is no in between. So I sent you a setup on Aptos. Okay, we kind of have a you know, accumulation, manipulation, maybe a small distribution inside the key level. And if you remember, guys, we had the long here. We almost got stopped. Almost. It was by a hair. And then it hit full take profit, if you guys remember. So the setup was looking like that here. And I was like, okay, I do like the price compression, the slow grind to the upside. And then I was like, okay, they took that low, as you can see here. They took it and I say, okay, this might be, normally we should, you know, place limits here, have the perfect entry. Fine, it's okay, it doesn't matter. And I say, okay, that might be the low. And I see the price coming down. I was like, they're not going to rate also this one. And they actually reversed the whole price and it hit full take profits, which was a very, very good trade. No, you don't need to be greedy. Let's see. Normally, when it comes to your entry, it should kind of weak, you know, weak. I will say, let me send you an example so you can understand. Because when I was back testing, this was on Sui. It's on the chat. This is how it looks like. This is on the 1 minute. This is look. I had two setups. This is the 1 minute chart. Two models. So based on what I showed you now on ETH, normally this is the reaction you should expect. Boom, boom. You know, one low and look at the second setup. There's a red box. You have on the beginning of the box one low, another low, strong candle to the upside. Comes back. I took an extreme entry there, sniped it. This was like $400. Small size, 0.5, 1%. It's still 400, 300, 400. That's it, $700. Depends on who you are, but you get me, you get my point. So yeah, this can be used. Let me show you another one. Some of them I just saved them because I knew that some people would, you know, they want to see the model like on real candles. So this is an example. Look how similar it looks at ETH right now. So look at the chart in the stream, okay? And now go on the last picture I sent you on the, look how similar it looks. You have the head, okay, comes back, creates one low, market structure shifts, okay, and then boom. close targets, but at least you secure your profits. So this is how it looks like. Let's see if we have buyers stepping. I don't think. So yeah, this is a model that plays very well, but both of them, you know, the rules are respected. So here we have selling pressure. As you can see, we have rejection, and it makes sense to not see the price, at least from here, going up. We had a very strong candle to the upside, which suggests and encourages the price to come back, because we have the model, but on higher time frames for our market structure shift. So it's textbook that the price has to come here. Let's take an example, maybe here. Let's see if this worked out. Invert the chart. Yeah. Yes and no. So we start grinding to the downside. So this would suggest a short, but it's Monday. So the moment you will press the short button, they will, trap you again. So you don't do anything here. You don't do anything. You let your setup play out. If it doesn't play out, you just wait for the price to come to a point of interest. What's the point of interest locally? So not the yearly open, but previous week, previous week mid inside the gap. This is where you should look for real entries for continuation longs. But let's see. Close targets. If the price, if it ever look, buyers don't come in. They just don't want to step in. Pisses me off. If the price comes around these levels, you should go break even. So yes, so everything is updated. So you are supposed to be inside the Bitcoin long. I don't know if you took the trade, and then if you want a continuation trade, you have the setup in the chat a little bit on the above. But yeah, it's a little bit tricky times for Bitcoin. Okay, be careful, because on the weekly we still have the slow grind to the downside, which suggests that we are gonna see an acceleration to this level. Okay, because it's textbook, it has to come here again. It's like mandatory for the price to come here, and people panic, but this is what actually should happen, and they turn this price action into emotions. People fail to understand that, where we came from actually, and they panic when they see a small correction inside that run. So keep calm. If you are a permabull or something like that, don't have any bias. No permabear, no permabull. Like, just play the levels and expect the price to come here and take fat positions. Simply. Yeah. When I see this slow grind to the downside, I take shorts, to be honest. I would have taken a short here. Let's see. This will be fun to see. Pam, 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 pam. And also we have a kind of a 3 drive here, which doesn't help for a bullish scenario. Yep. So the good thing is that you have very tight invalidations inside the models. So I think you should be fine if you get stopped on that. But don't say I didn't warn you, huh? It's not, one of the rules is not respected, just so you know. You should even lower your targets, something like here. 35.90, I think, is a good target. Given the situation, if we can get that, it would be super nice, actually. If you guys don't follow me on X, you can give a follow into my profile. I actually, I don't post much ideas. I said I don't suggest. No, I don't think it's a good idea to take. I just wanted to show that we have a model playing out here. The only problem is that one of the rules is not respected into this, because the price is not sitting at the point of interest on higher time frames. We need a little. Let's say we sweep that. Maybe you can consider letting the price come back to. It's Monday, actually, okay? So when I say it's Monday, it's because it's full of traps, okay? They might show you something, and like you might have a setup showing up and it just doesn't play out, But as I said, when we have a setup, we let it play out fully. And if you want to take the long, you will have an entry here. So I think the risk to reward is like fantastic if you take it here. It's just that, as I explained, we already have positions from the bottom, so I don't see why we should, chase positions and this kind of stuff here. I said that given the structure, maybe we get a higher low and a continuation. Same targets though. I hardly see the price continue to the upside that easy. So I shorted Dash, now it's about to hit the original full take profits, which is this one. So what you're gonna see here is like just acceleration to the downside. So let's see. I will share more setups like this in the future, guys. And this was, wow, damn, that was a clean setup. Yeah. You see that the price starts to stagnate around these levels, which makes sense. We have buyers in, but we have the sellers here, they're pushing the price pretty much strong. So let's see what we get. Okay. guys, I do have to go, okay, because tomorrow I'm working. If you're in this setup, please tag me. It's just not looking very good, okay? I do not like this type of consolidation. For me, this is almost trigger to short, okay? But yeah, Saturday, Mondays, avoid to trade, okay? Unless you are already in extreme entries. Don't try to take many trades mid-range and this kind of stuff. And if you do, look for extreme entries, okay? But yeah, we have on Bitcoin, I took 70% out on this trade. I knew it won't hit full TP that easily. They may never make it easy. And that's it. So high probabilities we get into that level. Okay, so don't forget 97. Okay, okay. TradingView is doing weird stuff lately. I don't know why. I changed the thing, and the entry is the same, and the take profit is like a $2 million or something. So I don't know why, but okay. Please expect that this is a monthly level. It's an important one. Something like that. I shared the setup also. Lab and dash sent to hell. Yes, yes. This was. I prefer shorting than longing. Yes, this is a short trigger, guys. To be honest, this is a short trigger. We have a 3 drive, slow grind to the downside. That means that we do not have any buyers stepping in. Honestly, if you'd ask me right now to execute a trade, I would short it. Tight stop losses, but the real answer is like don't trade anything of these, even if it's a short or it's a long. Nothing should be traded. Mondays and Saturdays, if you can step away from the computer, it would be perfect for everyone. I had an amazing week, for example. Amazing week. I made like, first of all, I recovered from the 10 October week because I had one account that got liquidated and I lost 50K. Okay. So I recovered yesterday after 20 days of non-stop grinding. Okay. That's why I didn't have much time to share calls because I had to grind for the losses that I had 10th of October. But yeah, the way I see the chart right now, since we don't have any response, honestly, 3 drive, the model is not sitting into a point of interest. We do have lots of liquidity here. Looks like they're grinding the price down. It's crazy, right? When you don't know what to do, and sometimes you look at the chart, you know exactly what you're doing. Typically, sorry, uh, typically Dash, I mean, Aptos, the one that we shared an example. So I had this long here, but sometimes you can read, you can read the chart very easily, and you know what's happening, and you can read that. And sometimes you just need to stay sidelines because there are things you don't understand. You know that you can be the best trader sometimes. There are times because the charts and the candles are designed for some periods of time in a way so you lose money. Okay, this system is made to suck money from people. Okay, this is what it is. And they brought this to another level. You saw with news, with quantum trading, etc. Like, we are talking about billions. Okay, this is a real serious business. So the candles that you see, psychology and liquidity and traps all the time. They play with your mind. That's why patience is the number one tool into trading, because it's all designed to take money from you. It's all made this way. Everything that you see, all the sweeps of the highs and the lows and this and that, that's why you need a lot of patience to get your trade right, your system right. And there are days that are more difficult, there are days that are easier. When you feel like you cannot read the market, I do, because it's been 4 years I'm trading. Sometimes I feel like I'm God because I figure out everything, and sometimes I was like, I don't know what to do. And when I do, I get stopped and I say I shouldn't have taken anything. That's what I'm trying to say. So basically, I shared the setup on ETH. Okay, it's in my channel. So technically, I want the price to come down and not go up. Okay, this is pretty much where we have the entry. So you can see it's a little bit far away, and chances are we even get stopped, because I said if they take this liquidity pool here and then we have a strong reaction, we have to ape into the trade again. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's been like 50K almost. So I recovered the 50K yesterday because I had some spot investments on ZEC. And then I had some fat longs on Phil, on ICP and BTC, and some other scalps with the Forex, because I'm doing Forex also. So yeah, I did that, but it's 20 days without sleeping, guys. Okay, so I had a little bit of a difficult period these days. That's why you didn't see me much active, because I really had to come back to that, because then I don't have the state of mind, the psychology, to continue. I need to be okay to be able to share setups and stuff like that. It's not easy to share setups, just so you know, guys. Always respect. I know that you guys are amazing, but always respect the analysts, because when you share a setup, it's a double stress. Yes, the slow grind on the downside and then nuke the price. This is a typical pattern that you see. This is a short trigger, to be honest. Yep. Just so you know, when you trade on the 1 minute time frame, of course, you have big probabilities of getting full take profits, as well as getting stopped. That's why you have to take many setups like that. In the main service I'm calling, that's what I'm saying to the guys. Always choose just one analyst, because I can share 3 trades. They can all be losses. And then you say, fuck this guy, he doesn't know how to trade, etc. Then you go to another analyst, he loses it's the time he's going to lose the trades, and you actually have 5 trades that are in loss. You understand? So always choose one analyst, actually, because if you don't know how to trade, you are following his plan. Okay, there is no way I'm not profitable. Like in the service I'm calling, I'm always I have the highest RR return. I have lower win rates and I still make more money, like more RR, because it's not about how much you win, it's like how many times you win, it's what exactly you win. Having a 100% win streak doesn't make you profitable. That's what I'm trying to say. So you choose one analyst and you just follow one analyst because you follow his plan. Because I can share 3 trades. There are my losses. Then let's say you take trades from Muro. He loses 1 trade. Then you say, okay, I will take a Cyan trade. Then he loses 2 and you're fucked. That's why you have to choose one guy. This is a very nice short trigger, to be honest. I never mind. We play this until the end. And honestly, given that we have a nice liquidity pool here, I suggest you place a limit here for a short. It doesn't matter if you get stopped on that trade. At some point, the price will come here, and you should be taking a short, given what's happening. Entry is 35, 90, something like that. Let's get this on the side. So this is your shorts. I do see the price coming down before continuing up. It's Monday and it's hard because Mondays are to clear up the weekend liquidity basically. That's why you don't have any direction. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I have to go. You let the setup play fully. You had the tight stop loss. Okay, I told you that normally we should look for extreme entries. Honestly, I would have been in the trade inside here. Okay, it's okay. So let me share that. I shared it in the chat. You have the insights on Bitcoin. You have the next levels on Bitcoin. You already are massively profitable on one of our setups. And this is what it counts. This is what counts. Okay. So trade carefully until tomorrow or after tomorrow, and I think we will get a better direction. Okay. If I have the occasion, I will give you 1 minute scalps where we don't need a clear direction to make some profits, and just get in and get out as soon as possible. If this plays out, please tag me, guys. I would like to know the results. Or don't tag me at all, it's okay. I will maybe check the chart by myself. But yeah, so take care, guys. Good night. Okay. And